The fallout from the Epstein scandal is no longer just about court files and leaked emails. It's now tearing through the next generation of the York family. According to reporting in Woman magazine cited by The Express, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are said to be emotionally broken by the controversy surrounding their parents.
One image he's seen wearing a robe, eyes closed, holding what looks like a small child.
She clearly knew of Epstein's depraved activities, but she's still engaged with him and even took her daughters to visit him shortly after he finished serving his sentence.
This isn't just another royal scandal. This is the story of a mother who used her own daughters as pawns. Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, two women who grew up in the spotlight, are now quietly falling apart behind closed doors. And the person responsible? The one who was supposed to protect them. Their own mother, Sarah Ferguson.
Where's Sarah Ferguson been? According to media reports, she's been staying at a $24,000 a day wellness clinic since the most recent batch of Epstein files landed.
When the latest Epstein files dropped, Sarah Ferguson didn't face the public. She didn't make a statement. She checked herself into a $24,000 a day wellness clinic. Because when the truth comes out, some people run toward it, and some people run away from it.
It's from a woman who says that between 1999 and 2002, when she was underage, she was forced to have sex with Prince Andrew on several occasions. What was your reaction when you heard that?
Well, knowing him as I know him, and he's one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life, and my best friend, and great father to my children, I just thought, I don't understand in this day and age how people can make salacious lies up. This is defamation of character of a person that is the opposite to how he's being portrayed.
Sarah stood in front of cameras and called Prince Andrew the greatest man she'd ever met. She called Virginia Giuffre a liar. She played the role of the loyal ex-wife perfectly. But the files told a completely different story. Just 5 days after Epstein walked out of prison, Sarah was already on a plane to Palm Beach to see him, and she brought her daughters with her.
How could any mother consider taking their 19-year-old daughter to meet a pedophile?
This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't ignorance. Sarah knew exactly who Jeffrey Epstein was and what he had done. She knew what he went to prison for, and she still chose to bring her young daughters into that world. That's not a lapse in judgment. That's a choice.
This picture was taken at Windsor Castle on July 15th of 2006 at Princess Beatrice's Victorian-themed 18th birthday party. And just to be crystal clear about something, Princess Beatrice's real birthday is a few weeks after July 15th. It's the beginning of August, so it's a few weeks after her party actually was. So at her birthday party on July 15th of 2006, she was still 17. How could Andrew and Sarah be so bold and brazen to invite him to their daughter's party, knowing crimes were against the same age demographic that both of their daughters fall in?
July 2006, Windsor Castle, a Victorian-themed birthday party for Princess Beatrice, and on the guest list, Jeffrey Epstein. But here's the detail that makes this even worse. Beatrice's real birthday is in August, which means on the night of that party, she was still 17 years old. A convicted sex offender invited to celebrate a 17-year-old girl's birthday by her own parents.
We now know that her father, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, emailed photos of his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, bike riding and climbing to Jeffrey Epstein in 2010 and 2011.
Andrew was emailing Epstein photos of his daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, bike riding, climbing, just living their lives, sent directly to a convicted predator. And in the emails, Epstein kept asking one question over and over again. Will the girls be coming? And Sarah's responses weren't outrage. They were apologies that the girls couldn't make it.
Did you know know that Sarah Ferguson was introduced to Target by Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, you know her whole Sarah Ferguson line that Target agreed to carry? That was a Jeffrey Epstein introduction. Good thing we're already boycotting Target, right?
In a 2010 email, Sarah wrote to Epstein, and I quote, "You are a legend. I am at your service. Just marry me." She leaned on him for money, for business deals, for career advice. She was so desperate to climb the social ladder that she was willing to offer him anything. And tragically, that included access to her own daughters.
Imagine finding out your mother told a friend you were away on a shagging weekend. Now imagine that friend is a convicted criminal. There is a strong suggestion that both be used as pawns in their parents' quest to curry favour with, and in the case of Sarah Ferguson, borrow money from, wealthy. There's seemingly no way back now for Mountbatten Windsor or Ferguson, but the question remains, what lies ahead for their daughters?
Now, Beatrice and Eugenie are done staying silent. They are reportedly preparing to take legal action against their own mother. And while Sarah scrambles for damage control, even asking her daughters for money and help cleaning up her image, the sisters have made their position clear. They are not moving on. They are not forgiving. And the only question left is whether the crown will stand beside them or leave them to fight this battle completely alone.
But this is just the beginning. There are files that haven't been talked about yet. Follow for part 2, because what comes next is even darker.